Hello, everyone. You may have clicked on this video very curious on how to make a row racing scheme for your row racing career, but you may be stupid, very stupid, and not able to make a paint scheme. So today I'll be teaching you how to make a paint scheme for noobs, basically. This will be a very simple tutorial on how to make paint schemes. Now, this is I will say this right now. This is a PC tutorial. You have to be on PC. I'm using Windows 11, aka from Microslop, basically. So that's a tutorial. There's probably mobile tutorials out there if you're on mobile for like stuff. I don't really know exactly what I don't know exactly what everyone's method is, but because I'm on PC, but I will show you your options. Now let's go to my browser here and let's look up GIMP shop. This is what I use. I use GIMP. I go to gimp.org and you press this download 3.24. Now, some people who use GIMP may use an older version of GIMP and go to like let's go there older downloads and they get like GIMP 2.9 or 2.8. They get older versions of GIMP because this current version of GIMP is kind of very laggy, but I've had no issues with it. Another option that people use is like Photopea, for example. Photopea. I don't use Photopea or Pix PixLR as well as another option, and I think Krita is also another option. Like, there's a lot of options for making paint schemes. Like, Krita is also an option. I don't use Krita. I don't use Krita either, but I use GIMP. This tutorial will be for GIMP shop. So your league server will probably have PSD templates, which is basically just this. This is a PSD template with all these layers here. This is my custom template, as you cannot if you cannot tell. But basically, every league will have PSD templates. Some leagues have PNG templates, which will be one layer, like kind of like this, with the mask on and just a scheme with a like transparent background. I suggest looking for a PSD template of the scheme you're using because PSD templates are the best way to get your scheme looking really good. PNG templates, they work, but I mostly just convert most of my PNG templates into PSD templates because I want every part of the car done correctly. Now, I'm going to remove my number because I'm going to show you how to make a number for this because I feel like it's unfair having my whole template here. In fact, I'm going to remove like everything. Okay, so this is what your template will probably look like without the B post and all that. Hold on, let me just remove some shit. Okay, this is probably what template's going to look like. Okay, like just has a series logo, series logo, blank banner. This is what it's going to look like. So the first thing you wanted to do is add your associate sponsors. So let's look up like Google Chrome, for example. Well, let's just look up Google Chrome logo, for example. Our associate's Google Chrome. So what you gotta do is you look up a logo and you make sure it is transparent. I usually do this to go to color and here transparent. I make sure it's transparent so it doesn't look like terrible. And I try to find a very high quality. This is a very important thing here. You make sure it's high quality, like pretty high quality logo, because you don't want your logos being blurry on the car. So then, this is what I do. You could save it. You could save it to your freaking downloads, but I usually just right click, copy image. I go up here to edit, paste as new. Fuck, I did that wrong. Anyway, don't do what I did. I usually do this paste single layer in place. So get onto the thing. It'll be down here, and you can now press the scale button here, which is right here, scale, and then you scale it down to the car. To associate, we put it like here, right here, for example, right here. And then if you want to copy it to the other side. Now my template has these blue lines that I set up. These are called these are called find it layer. Wait, not layers. No. These are called guides. These are guides. I'm not going to explain guides in this video because I feel like that's a bit too advanced for my liking, but guides really basically the reason that me having guides basically just skip this part, but usually I just do this. I copy it, and I paste it again as a layer in the same place, make sure it's in place. Then I go to the flip tool here. I just flip it over like this, horizontally, then vertically, like that. Then I press control, not control. I press shift and I just do no, okay. My bad. My bad. My bad. I usually hold the mouse and I press control so it doesn't move. And I go up to the other side of the car. I hold you hold control. You don't let go of it. And then you do that. You hold control. My bad. Don't use shift. I'm very bad at tutorials, as you can tell. So we got that logo there as our contingency sponsor. Now I'm gonna show you how to do name rails. So let's do like Sabrina Carpenter signature. It's not figure, signature. Let's just do this for example, because why the fuck not? So Sabrina Carpenter's signature. This will be your signature, by the way. This is your name rail signature, whatever you want to put on your car. Oh fuck, that's not transparent. Like I said, make sure. Oop, that's not the. But like I said, make sure it is transparent as well. Make sure it is a transparent logo. This is perfect actually. So you go and paste as a single place and layer, which will go up here. Then you press the scale button, you press the circle thing in the middle, move it to here, and you scale it like this. You just scale to like right here-ish, like that. Okay. You do the same method for the other side. You do the same method for the other. Oop, I did not mean to do that. You do the same method for the other side. You move it, then press hold control, and it will stay in the same spot. Then you move it to make sure it fits with the thing. Now, now let's do a design, for example. We're gonna make this example. Now, you can just wait, hold on. Yeah, like now you can use like the trace tool and the fuzzy select and like free select. But since this is a very simple scheme tutorial, I'm not gonna teach you all that. I'm just gonna show you an example of a design of a scheme like this, for example. We're just gonna do this example like this design right here. So what you do with this, you move it like that, or you design the car, you do it like this, for example. Hold on, let me get this right. Get this design right. Hold on. Okay, like that. You design the car to make it look good. Like this, for example. I'm gonna use this as an example for a design. So when you got your design ready to go on the car, like this, you then need the logo for the car. Now, let's do an example. What should I do as an example? Let me think. Let me look around my house. Okay, okay. Let's put Lionel Racing logo. Then you want to put the side logo. Now, you can do whatever with the next gen number font. You can do whatever you want, but I usually just do like is there not a straight line always? Like okay, I guess not. So once you find the logo, you do this and then you do this. You scale it like that, for example, and that looks bad, but that's just a sort of it. If you so in this scenario, if the logo looks a bit weird and blends its background, you want to add an outline for it. So what I usually do for outlines is you go to here, you right click, press alpha selection, you go down up to select, grow selection by let's say like 10 by 10. You press copy again, paste as single layer in place. Okay, then I use the paintbrush tool here. Use the paintbrush tool here, or press P or whatever. Well, not P, but you should press that and press paintbrush tool, and then you color it in. You color it in like this, and then you put the layer below this layer, and it will look like that. It will look like that. And now that looks way better. As you can clearly tell, that looks way better. And for this example, I'm gonna take this white logo and I'm gonna make this the hood logo. So it also, so if you want to rotate if you want to rotate anything or a layer, you press the rotate button and you angle it whatever you want. But usually I just do -90 or no, not -90 for the hood, not -90. And then you got that. Scale it up to the hood, but the problem is you can't see it. It's white. With logos that are fully white or black, either one, you go up to colors and you press invert, and it will invert the color of the logo, which for white and black logos, it is very stupidly easy to do that. Anyway, so we got this so far. It looks pretty nice, you know, it looks like a good card. But where's the number, you may ask? I got you. So, I normally use Big Evil Racing for my numbers. Big Evil Racing for my numbers, usually. You go to painting here, you press a website, you go to a website, you go to downloads. It's bigevilracing.com, by the way. You go to painting, you go to numbers, and yep, you'll have every single number in every series, most likely. For example, like let's go to Cup Series, you got the Biffle number set, you got Trackhouse, Penske, all every cup number mostly. You got the 13 car, which I don't even know that's still there. They got most of the O'Reilly numbers, most of the truck numbers. So basically, any number you want, you can use, basically. Another option is going to Stun On Racing. Stun On Racing. Now, it may look like an Entry 3 website, and you may need to log in. Oh wait, no, you can just download shit. Okay. I've used to be able to log in and shit. Okay, so you go to Stun On Racing, usually you go here, and then you go to downloads here. You scroll down to numbers and press all numbers. Now, now here they will have number sets. They will have number sets and numbers. Number you can use number sets if you really know how to make numbers, but I don't suggest using number sets if you're new to row racing. I suggest looking for the number you want. Don't do things like this because what the fuck, what the heck is that? Um, you just have to find a number that you like that you want to run. Let For example, let's pick Bailey Curry's number 41 number, for example. It will save as a PSD right here. You press it or wherever it is, then it will say import PSD. And there's the PSD by Coop Designs. So we got the number here. So we got the number here. Now, what you do is you press this button, color picker, and you look at the logo or whatever color your scheme is, and you make it your color, and you swap around. Now for this, now let's color a number now. So you press alpha selection again here on whichever color you want to color in, and you just color it in like this. You color the entire thing like this. You just keep going on it, and it'll look like that. May see some blue outlines, but for a number this big, you probably won't notice it unless you do a really bad job. So let's just color this in like this, like that again. Make sure to color the whole thing. And there we go. We got our number. So now what you do is you copy visible. You copy the number and you paste it as a number. Now you have to scale it to be exactly right. Now some people make their number humongously big like this maybe, or they'll make it really small like this or for some like this for some reason. I like to make it in the middle, like big. I like to make it like this, big, like around that big, because that's pretty big. So we got the number size mostly correct for that number. Now on the other side, some numbers may have what we call secondary numbers. This number is for the other side of the car. This side of the car. Let me just copy and paste everything from this side to the other side to show you what I mean. Now, I'd assume you do this manually, sadly, since I can't teach you about guides, but you make sure that both sides look the same with the method that I showed you earlier of how to put stuff on the other side. Ignore the Chrome thing. Yeah. But anyway, so there we go. Okay, so everything is copied on their side. Okay, so then what you do here is you color this and then do this for again the same method I saw you on this number as well. The same exact method I taught you with alpha selection. Then you copy that. Then you copy visible and then you do this. Now, this is what I normally do. I normally just paste it in and I scale it to be the exact like I do this. I look at the other number and I just scale it to be the same exact size. Like that. That's perfect. That's perfect. And I'd flip it over using the flip tool like this and make sure it looks good. And then I'll do the same exact thing method I showed you earlier of moving the numbers. And there we go. It's on the other side. Now I did that the easy way because I'm kind of lazy right now. But I would do the same method I showed you with a Splitter Carpenter name rail or your name rail or a Chrome logo. Just drag it upwards and hold Shift. Anyway, then you want to do it for the roof number. Paste it. If you want the scale to not be like this and be more free, you press this button right here once, and then now it will scale like stretch. You can stretch it now to be whatever you want. Normally, I would leave this on because sometimes it messes up the logos. You can mess up the logos or the number. But if you know what you're doing, this is a great thing to have. So the number usually goes like that, a little bit stretched like inwards to have space room for a logo up here, but you don't really have to do that. And now all this is optional. You don't have to do this. I've seen some people not do this, but normally I'll put my number on the front end and the rear end. So I paste the number again. I put the number I did not mean to do that. I put the number all the way up here in the corner. I usually put the number all the way up here, where it normally is in real life, like here, right there. This will be different on other templates. I'm using Toyota template right now, and then you paste this again, and you put it on the rear end, right here. Zoom in, use the zoom tool down here. I've been using that the entire time. I've not told you what it is. My bad. But you use the zoom tool, and then you do that, and put the number right there. Okay, now Now you may notice that some parts of the car, since it's a white car, look a little bit weird. And if you have a template like this, like I do, you go into manufacturer wherever these logos are in your template. You have to find, and here we have the Camry nose text. This is the text on all the cars that say Camry in real life. You, and it's for right now it's white, so we're gonna go color, invert, and now it's black. Same thing with the rear end logo, invert, and now it's black as well. Now here I have the updated template with the new Goodyear logo, and if the template has a new Goodyear, oh my god, my bad. If the template has the new Goodyear logo, the 2026 one with the yellow and blue trim, then you can keep it the same. I really don't like this type of Goodyear logo. I think it's a horrible change this year. It looks ugly on most cars, but if you have the old Goodyear logo where you can colorize it, you can colorize it whatever you want. So mine was white. You can make it black. You can make it like blue if you want. You can make like blue if you want. You can make it red. Let's make it red for this example, because why not? Make it red. You can make it whatever color you want. Also, the colorize tool. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention the colorize tool. The colorize tool, you can just you can press that and make it whatever color you want. Make sure if it's black, you get like this to make it like reddish, more red, and make it pink. You can do whatever with the Goodyear logo with the old Goodyear logo, not the new one. The new one you can just do whatever or not do it. You have to abide by the rules for the new one, like look like this all the time. But the old one you can do like whatever you want. Okay, now now the B post is a little bit. I'll explain it. I won't show you, but I'll explain it. The B post is basically like this. You have normally three logos. You can have how many logos you want. I've seen people like 5 or 6 logos, which is kind of overboard, but I only have three. You do the same exact same method. I look up a logo you want or you sponsor and put it on a B post. Make sure it fits in this. Make sure it fits in the mask, by the way. Turn on the mask and make sure it fits in the mask. If it's not in the mask, it will look really bad and it won't be on the car. So your scheme is almost ready to race. It looks very neat. It looks very neat and tidy. Now, if your PC is not able to run this software, then then yeah, okay. Your scheme is almost ready to race. But there's one more step I suggest before you get your car on the track. So Blender is a software where you can render your schemes. Now, I render my schemes, but I use Blender for many reasons for road racing. Another one is making sure the scheme lines up or looks good before I upload it to Roblox. So to upload your scheme, you go to File and then you press Export As. And for example, let's just do like 41 line car 41 line car PNG. Now make sure it says .png at the end. Mine just automatically does it because I've uploaded a lot of schemes. But I don't know if yours will automatically put the at .png at the end because sometimes it doesn't do that, but sometimes it does. So .png, save it as a .png file. If you want to save the scheme and use it another time, I would press save as and it'll save as that. I'm not gonna save that because this is my template for God's sakes. And then you find a Blender file, a render file, or a Blender file that has .blend at the end of the car you are using for the league. Now, this is my Blender file. You can see my beautiful Red Bull car that definitely was not a base. That I gave credit to somebody over. Anyway, that's beside the point. So so then you go to this big thing here. You press this material button. You press on the scheme. It should probably all have this ready and all that. Normally you press this or you just press like that and then you press image texture and make sure it's image texture. The yellow dot by the way and then image texture reminds you so don't mess that up. Then you press open image and then right here is your image just here. Right here is your car that you made. Wow. And then here it is. Look at that. Look at your beautiful new race car. Now, you can see here that this does not line up. This looks really bad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make this we're gonna make this rear end red. We're gonna make the rear of the car red because it looks better that way. So you just paint, you use the paint tool and you paint whatever you want here. You just paint it, or you do the design that you're previously doing if you know to do the design. Then you go to file and you press export to 41 card. And you wait for this to export. It'll take a little bit because this. I think yours will take easier because this is a 4K template. Mine's a 4K template. Normally templates are like normal like resolution, but mine's a 4K template, so because I want the most details on my car. Anyway, that's beside the point. Then you press the X, and you press open again, and you look at your scheme again, and look at that. We have let me do that. Look at that. We fixed our problem. It looks much better now, and everything lines up. The rear end lines up, and it looks pretty good for your for a scheme I made for a tutorial. It looks pretty good. And yeah, you can look over the scheme, make sure it looks good for the league, and then you upload it. You could also render the scheme, but that's a different. You can look up different videos for that explanation because I'm not gonna explain it right now because I've been explaining schemes. Now, when you go to Roblox, when you go to your Roblox to upload your scheme in Curate, and then you go to Creations, and this is how you upload the scheme. All right, so now once your scheme is everything you're on your scheme is done, you go to development items, images, or no decals at first, decals, and then you press upload asset. You press upload, then you upload the scheme, and the scheme will upload. Wow, it will upload. It will upload. Now, if you once it uploads and it gets approved, you go to back to development items, then to images. Then you go to your scheme. I have a crap ton of things here. Oh my god. You can see my freaking decal scheme. Now, if you want to, let me just do this for you. If you that and if you and once you are ready, once you are ready to race, you go here to images and then you press the three dots here. You press copy as asset ID, and it will copy the asset ID. And once you are and it will be copied and copied your paste, and then you go paste it into the game or wherever you are at. It will be like this. It will be exactly like this number. Let me do that. It'll exactly be like this number. I was one jump scare. It will be like this number, and yeah, there you go. That's how you upload a scheme. That's basically the basics of how to make a Roblox racing scheme. There's a lot more tutorials on how to like make a render scene or how to make the scheme look actually not ass like this kind of. I mean, this is kind of goodish. I don't really know. This is really basic. It just takes time. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to learn things, to like mess up. Don't be afraid of all that. It takes time. Trust me. I used to make dog shit schemes like you probably have. It just takes time to be a good designer for Roblox schemes. And I hope this video helped you out, and I hope you make some good schemes for your league, and I hope you impress your friends or whatever. And I'll see y'all later for the next video. Peace.